Hello, how's it going? Bob the Canadian here with next tournament game. So, very sadly for me, I'm up against Saved by Him again. We both mentioned separately at different times that we really wish we'd ran into each other at the semifinals and the quarterfinals because that way we both get to still play after one of us loses anyway. Um, yeah, so I consider him, I don't know, a little bit of a rival. That's almost putting myself too high up because he's like one of the established names, and I still like a bit of a rookie compared to him anyway. But just because, we ran into each other at the Lords of Middle Earth semifinals last year and he won. And then we played against each other in the finals of the league playoffs last year and I won. So it's kind of our best of threes here. Anyway, so decided randomly I'm Free Peoples to start. He's Shadow Player to start. So I get, entirely normal cards. Palantir turn one. That's pretty cool. Okay, so he does 0 eyes and allocates 2, and I roll that. So that's meh. One movement isn't amazing, but it's not terrible. On the plus side, he only has 1 attack after he gets arm on, so I guess it's not crazy anyway. Right, he draws a card because even if he does play Palantir, he can't play Musterings. So yeah, either way, you're going to be drawing with one of those Palantirs. That makes sense. So I play Imrahil just to cycle, drawing Swords and Eriador. He musters Isengard to war. I think about mustering the Elves, but I decided to move the Fellowship first, and I'm safe. And be right back. Okay, back in gray. I'm wearing gray, not black, so I can't be back in black. Sorry, ACDC fans. Anyway, out comes Saruman because clearly I can't get Gandalf this turn. I decided to muster the Elves to war, just based on the usual. I thought about using a ring to move again here or playing Swords and Eriador to cycle cards, but I've sometimes cycling cards could just, I don't know, be a waste as opposed to, because he's rolled so few attacks. I might, if he goes for, Lorien and Woodland Realm at the same time, be able to rocket the Elves to war and get some more elites in there. Or depending on, if he rolls plenty of attacks and I roll no musters, then I might just be accelerating the Witch King for him. So, yeah, classic gamble anyway. So he moves down to Gorgoroth. I muster the Elves down some more, and he puts the Palantir down. That's a beautiful card to have for turn 2. And yeah, Day Without Dawn, Orc Patrol, decent cards. Faramir's Rangers, and Wizard Staff. So he puts in 1 eye, rolls 3 more. I get this very pleasant roll. It's a great roll for getting Gandalf anyway. So there is a bit of a tricky choice here. I could, in theory, use this Will of the West to get rid of the Palantir, but I think we can all agree it feels better to get Gandalf the White here. Well, not all agree. You're welcome to disagree, but that's what I think anyway. So I pass it first anyway. He gets Sauron to war. This is the big downside here, is that now my double mustering the Elves has just accelerated the Witch King for him and made it more obvious because he has 3 attacks, so he could take this army and go besiege either Woodland Realm or Lorien. Personally, I'd go for Woodland Realm anyway. You can bring back up from here, so that's nice for going after Lorien, but this way at least you've got that army here and you're ready to go after the rest of the Dew line. Okay, so Fellowship moves and they're safe. Shadow armies move, Fellowship moves again, and they're hit twice, and it's an eye. So at least it's 2 damage for killing Gandalf. That's still a bit of an ominous start, but anyway. So we declare in Moria, and we draw a 1 reveal. So just take the 1 corruption. That's at least nice for me. That's a revealing tile out of the bag. Okay, so he moves his armies along. I bring in Gandalf the White, and he besieges Woodland Realm. And I hide the Fellowship, and then he plays Orc Patrol here and draws a 1 reveal. So that's a huge bummer for me. Especially after 1 reveal already went out of the bag, the odds of him hitting me with a standard revealing tile here were pretty low. But yeah, that's part of the risk I take when I declare in Moria. So here we are. So that's 1 corruption, and then he draws another one, and it's 2 reveal. So I take a random, and I get Gimli, so that's nice for me. And he redraws into another character card, which is Candles. Okay, so I get Gwai here and Spirit of Mordor. He gets Phlox and New Power. 1 eye in, no more rolled. I'm happy to see that, and it's a pleasant roll for me. So especially since he rolled 3 Palantirs, I opened by just getting Palantir of Orthanc out of there because I don't especially while I'm sitting in Moria, I don't want him to be able to just dunk character cards on me. Could be a Balrog, could be an Nazgul Search. There's a lot of nasty things that could come out there. So I play Faramir's Rangers. It feels good to get that a little parting shot and the dude's mustard there. He plays New Powers Rising. I hide. He brings in the Witch King and North Ithilien. I move. He uses Phlox, and they miss. So that's a relief for me anyway. He attacks Osgiliath. He plays Desperate Battle, and I tried to play Advantageous Position, but as he points out, Osgiliath is not within a free nation's border, so I can't actually play it. And he just rolls 4 hits like it's no big deal. So much for Faramir anyway. He at least does an extra hit on the way back. So yeah, that doesn't feel great for me. Because even if one regular escaped, then he'd get to bring the leadership to Minas Tirith as well. But, oh well, what are you going to do? So I move again. I'm hit this time. It's a 2. So it's nice that it's not revealing. Would still rather not get hit, but that's about fair anyway. So I take another random, and it's Merry, so I send him over towards the Shire just in case I draw into Fearfire foes, especially since he's declared war against the Dew Line by besieging Woodland Realm. Also, if I picked up Book of Mizarble and, I don't know, had an extra character die or an extra Palantir, then I could play Gwaihir to move him over and then play Book of Mizarble. Like that's also an option anyway. He plays Candles of Corpses and Whiffs, so that helps anyway. Just knowing that it's out of there and that it didn't do anything. I'm still in a little bit of a dicey corruption spot, but yeah, that helps. Okay, so and then it's committing reasonably hard to the corruption. So I chuck Wizard Staff because obviously Gandalf is out, and I declare in Parth Celebrant. So yeah, I could have declared in Lorien here, of course. And that would have spared me from a reroll, and I would have got to heal 1 corruption, and maybe I could even wait there and heal more. But at the same time, I am still scared of his military, right? Because he can besiege Minas Tirith, and I don't have Guards of the Citadel, and he can, with this army, get Helm's Deep, and unless I roll a couple H's quick, that might be all there is in Helm's Deep. And Woodland Realm is also besieged with no cards to help it. So it's already kind of at 6 points, so I do feel like I need to keep my foot on the gas here. So I declare in Parth Celebrant. He allocates 1 eye, rolls 2 more, and I roll another, decent roll. So I move right off the hop, and I get hit, and it's an eye. So this also consoled me about not declaring in Lorien, because even if I had declared in Lorien, I still would have got hit revealed right on the first step. So that's something anyway. So like I would be at 1 better health, but I would be a whole step back for it. So anyway. So he thinks for a bit. He moves Nazgul, thinks about it, decides to not move Nazgul, brings armies towards Gondor. So I hide the Fellowship. He musters the Southrons down. I move with the Will of the West. I'm hit, and it's a 1. I just take the corruption. Southrons finish mustering to war. I move again. I'm hit, and it's a 3. I take a random, and it's Strider. So I'm okay with that. I'm close enough to Mordor that I don't super need Strider's hiding ability. Like, I should be able to get there next turn. Still got 3 rings. I'll be only 2 steps away. I really wanted to take this extra step here just because it makes it that much more likely that I'll get to Mordor. Maybe I was rushing too hard. I don't know. Hard to say. So he besieges Minas Tirith. Attacks Pelargir. So Orcs multiplying against Advantageous Position. 1 hit. Had a disconnect there. They do not get a hit back. So I could have played Scouts there, but I didn't feel like it. So 1 regular in Laemden and a leadership in Dol Amroth, and he attacks Laemden. Now he Scouts away just because I am planning on, let's see, I have 2 elites left here. So I've already played Imrahil. So 1, I will muster into Dol Amroth at the start of the next turn, and then I have another 1 available if I do happen to draw into Guards of the Citadel, is what I'm thinking anyway. And if I do happen to draw Help Unlooked For, then this guy can be annoying. Or maybe he can walk in and retake Laemden after they've left and start mustering up and retake Pelargir. Like, it's just, as free peoples, it's very useful to just have an extra guy kicking around. It's very annoying for Shadow. Makes it much more messy and increases the odds of inefficiency anyway. Okay, so he draws into a Sealder's Bane and Return of the Witch King. I get Red Arrow and Mirror of Galadriel. Okay, so I declare forward. He allocates 1 eye and rolls 3 more, and I roll a bunch of movement. So I decide to muster in Dol Amroth first. He besieges Dol Amroth. I move, and I'm hit, and it's a 3. So that's a bummer. Away goes Legolas and a corruption. Okay, he musters up an Orthanc. I move again. I'm hit, and it's a 0 reveal. So I am happy to be revealed and to be safe from cruel weather, which was apparently not much of a risk at this point anyway, but here we are. Draws into a 3. Obviously would have rather seen an eye, but at least I'm down to Gollum now, so that makes, what do you call it? There's Another Way and Bilbo's Song are relatively online. There's no Candles of Corpses to dodge, but yeah. Anyway. So I go ahead and hide. I leave the Palantir for later, just in case he moves out with the troops from Orthanc, so that I can play Ents and take out Saruman here. He attacks me in his Strength first, though. Cycles strategy cards, Swarm Bats against Heroic Death here. Okay, so he gets one hit. We had a weird connection issue here anyway, but it's fine. So he rolls one hit, I roll two. His Swarm of Bats stopped me from using my Heroic Death here. Anyway. Okay, so then I play a blue tile, because that always feels nice, and he plays a Sealer's Bane and draws an eye. So there's a bit of luck anyway to help out. It's still been a rough hunt for sure for the Fellowship. Like it was 2 out of 5, so that's lucky there for sure. But yeah, going into Mordor, being down to Gollum and 6 corruption is a rough start for sure. Like I'm definitely hoping for some good cards. So he draws Breaking and Pits of Mordor. What does he check? Probably Denethor's Folly. Yeah, Denethor's Folly. So in goes the eyes in the blue tile. He allocates one eye and rolls no more, and I roll a decent amount of movement. So I move right away because I'm, scared of him putting in red tiles and of Day Without Dawn. So I move and it's an eye, and I'm actually quite happy to see that because it's only doing 1 damage right now, and the hunt pool is very eye heavy. So that makes future eyes less damaging anyway. But of course, he does have Lure of the Ring, and we can see and Breaking here. So that's being revealed hurts here for sure. So I hide again. He draws a character card. It's a red tile. I move again because he might have just picked up a red tile, and it's another eye. So I'm less happy about that one because it does 2 damage, and then he gets to hit me with Breaking again. So I'm already up to 11 corruption. I give him a ring to hide because, if he has Morgul Wound there and I don't hide right now, then it's GG. So I kind of just have to hide, So he thought about it for a bit and used Narya to draw another card, and he draws a red tile. Okay, so in comes Half-Orcs and Goblin Men. I muster up in Lasarnik just to be annoying. He attacks Lasarnik. I scouts away to Osgiliath. He brings in the mouth, and he puts in a red tile. So I draw in my Hour of Need the Great Company. Just great. Just sitting here cursing at the cards for what I really want here is Bilbo's Song anyway. Also, there's Another Way, Athelas, or in Mithril and Sting, or any of the blue tiles. But there are still 17 cards in there, so it's, I think, a bit under 50% that I draw something helpful anyway. So he once again rolls 0 eyes, but that's good for him here because all he needs is 1 hit point to murder me. So that's good to keep his military pedal on the gas while corruption is happening. So I draw character cards right away because I really need something to help me heal here, So I draw House of the Stewards and I chuck that out too. Thanks, guys. So in hindsight, never mind. Okay, no, it does make sense. So it's a tough choice here, Day Without Dawn versus the red tiles, because if you play Day Without Dawn, then you take away my Will of the West and I can't draw another card. But if I'm about to move, then having those red tiles in there makes it more likely that you're going to kill me. So I keep drawing another character card, and he plays another red tile. So this felt so insane to me because, when I'd taken the second step, there were no red tiles in here. And now when I'm looking at taking a third step, now there's 3 red tiles in there, all of which will murder me on the spot. So it's just, it's dark stuff. It's very dark stuff. I draw a card, and hallelujah, it's There Is Another Way. So I just drew 4 cards in a row. I finally got a useful one. Debatably the best one. I think I might still rather have Bilbo's Song here. It's still a very nice card, though. At least it's a guaranteed healing point, whereas Athelas, if I just whiffed, it would suck. And that healing point takes these eyes and this 2 and this 1 all away from being lethal anyway. It buys me more time to hopefully draw into Bilbo's Song or Mithril Coat and Sting. He draws a card, and there's Morgul Wound for you. He attacks Minas Tirith. Desperate Battle. Now I play Advantageous Position correctly. He gets 1 hit. I get 3. He redraws. He musters up more in Orthanc. He attacks the Fords from Orthanc. No card. Uses a Swarm of Bats. Gets 2 hits. I get 1 hit back. It's not really a big deal, though, because this army is going to be strong enough to take out Helm's Deep either way. But now at least I can, use Gandalf efficiently, so I could play Ents here to kill Saruman, and then play There Is Another Way to move another step. So I get to heal 1 and move, and it's a 1. So I get to reveal to that and take no damage. So that's nice. And blessedly, he doesn't have any rings or a character or a Palantir, so he can't play Morgul Wound against me right now. So that's nice. In hindsight, getting to know that. I will be right back. Hi again. So I got to kill Saruman and move forward. I got to reveal to, stay relatively healthy. That's nice. Part of me still kind of would have rather hit an eye there, just because, again, getting to hit an eye and only lose 1 corruption and save that 1 for the future. But knowing that he has Morgul Wound, that 1 making me reveal would be lethal in a future turn anyway. Okay, so we're attacking Helm's Deep. Attacks Helm's Deep some more. No card. He rerolls, but because Saruman's gone, this army has no leadership anymore. Doesn't really matter, though. They get him on the next run anyway. So there goes Helm's Deep. So I attack Pelargir. We'll get ready for a good one. So miss, stay. He gets 1 hit back, so now it's regular versus regular. And I'm just going to play the goofy music for you. Oh, there we go. There's it. Okay. It's like 7 rounds. Okay, yeah, so I successfully retake Pelargir. Whoopee, Okay, troops come out. It's we both know it's mainly coming down to corruption here. So I pick up the very useful Horn of Gondor and Paths of the Wozes. Okay, so 1 eye goes in, no more rolled, and I roll plenty of movement. So I am scared of both Morgul Wound and Day Without Dawn, and he has both. So great. So I hide, and he plays Day Without Dawn to take away my Will of the West. I was considering using it to draw a character card first. So anyway. So I think for a bit, and I use a ring to draw a card, and it's I Will Go Alone, which is also not helpful. He attacks Minas Tirith. Foul Stench against Sudden Strike. My Sudden Strike misses. He gets 1 hit. I get 0. So I thought for quite a while here about what to do. So if I move and he has Morgul Wound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these kill me if he has Morgul Wound. 1 kills me anyway. The other 2 are fine. If he doesn't have Morgul Wound, then similarly, everything is survivable except the 3. And I guess he has all these attacks, right? So he can cycle with the Witch King. So my thinking was there's still 11 cards in the character deck. I could move now and gamble that he doesn't have it, because if I do wait till next turn, maybe I'll draw into Bilbo Song or Mithricote and Sting. But that's still only, let's see, there's 6 cards that help me out of 12 cards. So 50-50, that's something will help. But he also might, roll more eyes, and then all these 3 eyes are lethal to me, because I'm only at 2 health. And, he can cycle into cards. There is still Shelob out there, and there's still Foul Thing out there. So I decide to move here, and I hit an eye, which is 1 reveal. And as you can see, he has Morgul Wound, so that's the end of it. Made it to step 4. But they died in the end. So in 2020 hindsight, maybe there's a couple things I could have done differently. Maybe I could have declared in Lorien. Maybe I could have played Wizard's Staff. Maybe I shouldn't have moved here. Maybe I should have waited for Bilbo's Song. But, yeah. Yep, what can you do? That's the game. Sometimes it goes well. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's take a look at the statistics. I feel like the statistics don't tell you a lot about how this game went. It was mainly about the hunt rolls and the character cards around it. Because the military pressure was like it was kind of there. Actually, yeah, it was a lot closer than I gave it credit for. Because if he finished Helm's Deep and Dol Amroth and Woodland Realm, all 3 of which are reasonable, then he's at 8 points. Then he just needs Pelargir and Dale. So I guess the military wasn't actually that far away. But it just looks a little goofy when the game ends and they're only at 2 points. But yeah, no, actually not that far away from winning. That's game 1. We haven't played game 2 yet. He wants to wait a week before we play it. So I'd rather just play it tomorrow. But yeah, other people like to spread out their enjoyment of this game, whereas I want to play right now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, it's crazy how 8-game winning streak, and it's always that easy to lose in a tournament. And at any point, you're 2 losses away from losing, and now I'm 1 loss away from losing. So we'll see anyway. Yeah, land the plane, Bob. Goodbye. See you later.